What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another video. We're just a couple days away, if you're watching this video right now, that is, from the release of all the accessories for the PlayStation 5. All across the internet, we've been seeing these items pop up in stores such as Walmart, Target, Best Buy. These things are locked and ready to go with the prices and everything between October 30th and November 1st. So that's the time frame you're gonna be able to pick these items up. But today I'm making this video to help you guys figure out which accessory should you pick up. Mainly for people who are already getting the PS5 or are interested in getting the PS5 soon, because a lot of these accessories, if not all of these accessories, will not work on the PS4. I know a lot of you guys have already seen the early unboxings of the PS5 on YouTube, and boy, is that system thick. Guys, they're packing a lot of power into this console, so don't expect it to be a slim, light device. It's gotta have the proper air circulation for the power that it is punching. Anyways, back to the point of this video, what accessories are you guys going to need when you pick up this PS5? Let's first get started with the controller. If you are already confirmed to be getting the PS5 console, I would wait. Guys, there's gonna be new color variations that will come out in the near future, and maybe you don't want to drop another $70 right now on a new controller anyways. So wait it out and you'll have two different styles of controllers instead of two of the same. Now, if you're considering buying the PS5 controller to work on other devices, you can do that. I'm sure there will be a little bit of kinks with that. I mean, we're gonna go through and test that out, but it is confirmed to work on PCs and Macs, your Android device, your iPhone via Bluetooth. As of right now, the Daulsense Controller does not work via Bluetooth on the PS4. The other scenario I'd recommend to get an additional Daulsense controller is if you're in a household full of people or kids that want to play multiplayer games together on the console. Now, if you're in that boat of people who have at least two Daulsense controllers, then it would be worth it to pick up the charging station. Now, in my case, I would need a charging station. I'm not in a household where I play with multiple people or multiplayer games the majority of the time. I wouldn't need the charging station, and I'd probably recommend that most of you guys to wait on the charging station anyways, because you can charge the controller via the USB-C port, and that'll work. Just plug it in directly into the console. It'll charge just fine. You don't necessarily need the charging station, but it does look more aesthetically pleasing, especially if you have a nice, I don't know, entertainment system and you don't want controllers just laying out all over the place. So it kind of keeps things a little bit organized. But for the people who just have one Daulsense controller, do not get the charging station. Look, guys, I own a PS4 charging station. After I moved out of my college dorm, I never used this thing again, and I'm trying to sell it and nobody wants to buy it, and I'm not gonna ever use it again. So yeah, if you're playing by yourself, you don't need a charging station. I'd pass up on this one. Next up, how about the remote accessory? You would know. That's right, I'm looking at you in the eyes right now. You would know whether or not you would use something like this. Are you going to be using this as an entertainment box where you're gonna watch Netflix and Disney Plus? By the way, it is really impressive that PS5 has these features out of the box. It usually takes some time to get these applications rolled onto these consoles, but not in this case. I also think it's very cool that they incorporated these apps as a quick launch feature right on the remote control. So when you press it, the application opens, you can watch what you want to watch. But for someone like me, and maybe you're the same, I just have a monitor set up here. If I'm gonna be using my console, I'm just gonna be using on the controller primarily for gaming. If I wanna watch Netflix and those other things, I actually have a smart TV where I'll do those things, and I don't really need a remote controller. So maybe you're in that case, but you would know more than anyone else, deep down in your heart, if you would be using this remote controller. Don't waste the money if you don't have to. On to probably the hottest accessory in the PS5 lineup, the Pulse 3D headphones. These headphones look very clean. From the videos I've watched online so far, they are comfortable, they fit well and form to your head, and probably the most notable feature, the 3D audio for an immersive gaming experience. These headphones will run $100, which doesn't sound too bad to get the 3D audio experience with your PS5. It's worth it if you have the PS5. But I know a lot of you guys probably have your own headphones, your headset, maybe Astros, Turtle Beaches. Those work just fine, but you won't get that extra immersive 3D audio experience with these other headphones. So that's why in this case, I'd say these headphones are very worth it to get, just to experience what it's like to play the PS5 games with that feature. Next accessory to bring up to you guys is a camera, and this is another one of those items where you would know best if you're going to use something like this. For the normal PS5 gamer, I would say no, you do not need this camera. It doesn't even work with PlayStation VR games. You're gonna need to use your PS4 VR and get that free adapter, which Sony was gonna lay out how you're gonna get that, but you're gonna need to get an adapter, which then you can use on the PS5 so you can play your PSVR games. Now, I know a lot of you guys that are subscribed to this channel are content creators yourselves, and this may be the case where you're like, yes, I do need this camera because I'm gonna be live streaming and I'm also gonna be creating content on the PS5. This is a camera that's going to be able to shoot up to 1080p at 60 frames per second, as well as having additional features such as a background removal tool so you can make yourself transparent for a face cam. That's pretty cool, guys. I can't wait to show you guys how all that's going to be used on this channel. So definitely make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, because you're not going to want to miss this stuff if you want to know how to use it. Another one of the big accessories that's been talked about a lot is the expandable storage, the SSD, that slot that was shown on the back of the console where you can just stick an NVMe SSD into the console so you have that extra space. Guys, think about this right now. Unless you're watching this video and it's like a year later since the PS5 has been released, you don't need this expandable storage right away. Just work with the built-in storage within the console, which after you consider the operating system, you're about around a little over 600 gigabytes in SSD space on the PS5, which is manageable for just starting out, but as you accumulate more games, you can get that external space for SSD to play the games directly off this drive. I realize this question is kind of yes and no. No to getting the SSD expandable storage at launch or anywhere in the next few months. Wait for Sony to announce officially licensed or recommended NVMe SSD drives that will work on the PS5. Just don't go out and buy any SSD because it may not have the input and output speeds that will work. If you're someone that's stubborn and you want to get the expandable SSD storage right away, with the current information out there on the internet right now, you're gonna need to pick up an NVMe SSD with an input speed of 7 gigabytes and an output speed of 5 gigabytes. And you should be okay. So we know what we need for SSDs. How about external hard disk drive storage? Now, obviously, with a hard disk drive, you're not gonna be able to play the games directly off of that drive on the PS5 because of the read and write speeds are just not there. And guys, it's not gonna work. Don't think that it'll work. You're gonna be able to store games on the external hard disk drive, which means whenever you're ready to play those games, you're gonna need to transfer that game off of the external drive onto the internal SSD PS5 storage. For most people at launch, you're not gonna need to have all that space to store games, but maybe 4 or 5 months down the line when we start getting more releases, that could be something to consider in case you don't want to shell out the extra money that the SSD will cost, as it's going to be $220 or more to get an SSD where you can get a lot more space on an external hard disk drive for a lot less. So just some things to consider with your budget. The last accessory I wanted to bring up here are the custom plates. We already saw via the teardown video that those side panels can come off. So you know you're gonna see a ton of different variations of panels you're gonna be able to put onto this console. This is gonna be the most customizable console ever. We don't have to feel sad for not getting a certain edition of a console anymore. You're gonna be able to turn your console into whatever you want, at least for what's available on the market. So I would definitely recommend picking up some panels that fit your personality or whatever you find to be cool. Go pick it up. It may not be available on the market right away, but when it is and you find that panel that just looks so beautiful, you can get it. Like, why the heck not? Customize your console. But there you guys have it. Those are my recommendations for the PS5 accessories you should get between when they're released, which is in a couple days, to even a year out. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit it with the big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Hopefully I'll have some luck finding these accessories so I can unbox them and test them on this channel for you guys. But that's it from me. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Peace out.